feel like the TOFOP listeners want to cancel me for my controversial opinions on Top Gun.
Hot takes.
Never have so many people hit me up to tell me that I got it wrong. And look,
Really?
I freely admit that I probably did get it wrong. Like, it's not. I am not of the mainstream way at the moment. Like, I fit very snugly into the mainstream, but this current phase of nostalgia and fan service has left me on the outer when it comes to a lot of pop culture discussions.
Weirdly, I think because you used to quite like that stuff. I think this podcast was based on the fact that both of us thought there wasn't enough fan service. You know, like a lot of the podcast was fan fiction, us extrapolating these multi-universes and what they would look like, and imagine if they made 5 Batman movies all at the same time. And now that it's happening, we hate it.
Yeah, so we're the guys who had a kink. We had a kink, but now the kink is so commonplace, it no longer gets us off.
It's top trending. It's what everyone else in your country is watching. That's our kink, and now it's not my kink anymore. Like, there's definitely Marvel things. Like, I was a Marvel completist at some stage, and now I don't think I've watched any of their TV stuff. I haven't watched Hawkeye. I haven't watched WandaVision. Is there something else? I hear
Winter Soldier.
I hear Ms. Marvel is good. People tell me that is quite good, but I have not watched that.
It's weird, isn't it? Like, I just listened to this really interesting podcast about the rise and fall of Harry Knowles and Ain't It Cool? You know, the kind of the website that basically, you know, launched sort of geek culture into the mainstream and was so powerful at one stage. Like, studios were, you know, basing films that they would greenlight off the back of these, you know, very ardent, vocal fanboys online were saying. And it's a really interesting podcast. And the way they frame it around is like, well, you know, the geeks didn't just inherit the earth; they took it over. Like, the nerds did win in the end, and so now that is the prevalent popular culture. It's in the late 90s. All we were saying was like, we just want a decent comic book movie. We just want something that like feels like a comic book. And then they hit that formula and they're like, oh, that's what you want? You fat, disgusting pigs? That's what you want, piggies? Here, eat some more slop. Eat some more bloody comic book slop, you disgusting piggies.
Yeah,
but they've
never watched Animal Farm, and now the pigs are in charge, right? That's what's happened.
So I do feel like, you know, I am part of the problem because I was one of those piggies clamoring for more pop culture stuff.
Absolutely.
But, you know, even like Quentin Tarantino, I saw he did a rare sort of public statement on another film where he said, I really love the new Top Gun film. And he even, in a very Tarantino-esque way, nothing to do with feet, but...
Oh. He was like, I love the way they dangled their toes out of the planes.
No, but he was saying the thing that he liked most about it was fan service. But he's such a film nerd. He said, I loved it because it felt like a Tony Scott film. Like, you know, Tony Scott was one of my favorite directors. He's not around anymore. And this film felt as close to a Tony Scott film as you're ever going to get. So even in his kind of area of what fan service is, it appealed. But, you know, the thing that I kept sort of coming back to whenever, because a lot of people were hitting me up on Twitter and stuff saying, hey, man, you misunderstood the film. It's just meant to be a guilty pleasure. I get it. I understand it. I just did not enjoy the pleasure. Like, I have guilty pleasures. This is just not one of them. And
doesn't
the thing
get
that
you
I
off
kept coming
anymore.
back to
Used to be your kink, isn't your kink anymore.
It's not my kink anymore. I've moved on. I can't even get hard. Can't even see a comic book and it just makes me soft now. No, the thing I kept coming back to was just the dumbness of, why does Rooster, Baby Goose, dress exactly like his dead dad? Like, it's just the one thing
I've not seen it, but I don't think I could get past it now. I'm not sure I can certainly see it within the next 6 months. It's going to take me at least 6 months to shake off. The only thing I'll be thinking about for the entire film is there's a much more interesting film inside this film, which is this journey of this child who is so haunted by the memory of their father that they need to become their father and replicate their every move. And if that movie doesn't end in him murdering Maverick, then you haven't made the right movie, because this is a movie about a psychopath, like an absolute, you know, not his fault, but like one of those, a major event in your life changed your life forever and turned you into psychopathy. And he has, you know, pursued his entire life in this like talented Mr. Ripley-esque becoming his father so he can eventually infiltrate the Top Gun program and murder the man that he believes murdered his father. That's I mean, that's a movie. Anyway,
Will.
we're back to loving spin-offs.
There's another iconic movie character who idolized and dressed exactly like one of his parents. Do you know who that was?
Idolized and dressed exactly like one of his parents. Famous. The dude from Silence of the Lambs. No, no, Psycho.
Norman Bates.
Norman
Bates also idolized and dressed exactly like one of his parents. So you're right. Rooster should go on to be like a psychopath. To see the full video, join our Patreon.
Patreon.com/TOFOP.